So picking up where we left off on the last video, I've been waiting for the ARM 5-inch intercooler to come in so I could finally get that car running because of course I found the issue and I'm almost positive at this point it is the injector that caused the issue to that car.
Are you sure about that?
And it finally arrived. They apparently had a long wait. I ordered this like a month ago, but we'll finally get this slapped on the car. I'll show you guys kind of how this fits, the fitment is with this parts, because personally I really like the ARM products and they seem to have great fitment. So in the box, we've got the ARM 3-inch hosing all the way through. This goes on the driver's side. And of course, they've got this really cool looking yellow filler on the inside. Of course, you'll never see it, but it looks cool taking it out of the box. So this is gonna look pretty sweet on there and hopefully get a little bit more air in this thing. And of course, you get some really nice high quality clips in the box as well. So all we've got left to do is throw this nice big intercooler on here and then get the new injector added at the top, and we'll be able to get this bad boy running and hopefully a drive, because I haven't been able to drive this thing since I've had the thing. So hopefully this fixes our issues, gets nice big upgrades, and this should feel like a totally different car once everything's added on there. So we've got the stock ugly intercooler sitting right here in the nice heavily upgraded big boy right here, and you guys should be able to see a pretty good difference between this one and this one. This one looks to be a little bit wider, and then also it's stepped, so it goes up a little bit higher as well. But from based on their site, and you know, I don't know how accurate it is, but it states, I believe it's like a 40 to 50% increases in cooling. So, I mean, any percent is great, but this is huge. So I believe anywhere from 40 to 60% is fantastic. I'll take it. Next, we've got the intercooler piping finally set up. I don't know why it took so long, but this part was really difficult. We've got the ARM hoses on that side, and we've got the ARM hose set up there. And that wasn't even the hard part though. The part that was absolute pain in the ass was right here. I had to cut some of the hose I already had and try to get it to somehow fit in here, kind of finagle it a weird way. Aside from that, it's all finally set up and there's still plenty of room. I thought I was rubbing next to the actual belt, but it's not, so I should be safe here. Also, went ahead and got a Bosch injector because the Bosch stuff is exactly what OEM uses, just without the BMW logo. So we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy finally clipped in here somehow. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It's not that it's hard, but the way that you have to sit it up here and then kind of get it to connect with the hose over there is kind of tough. So I'll probably just end up using my jack stand right there and then having it hoist itself up that way. And then hopefully we'll get everything buttoned up and ready to start. Now forgive me, I know this looks mad ghetto, but hey, this is what we're working with, so this is how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna try to level this on there. And I mean, hey, you guys can make fun of this setup as much as you want, but as long as it works, that's all that matters, right? Oh, let me see here. Whoop, whoop. Oh, shit. I think it's working. Oh, there we go. Okay. That didn't sound great.
I'm still gonna send it.
So we got it mostly up. Now we just got to figure out how to get this hose connected, because I had such a hard time getting it connected up top. And now that this is stable, it's good, but I just got to figure out how to get this to work. So we're gonna get it fitted in there somehow. Like, we're not too far off, if you see. So hose is right there. The actual connection is right below it. So as we pop it up, I should be able to kind of like just make the hose kind of, you know, pop on in there. Luckily, it's flexible enough to where I think I can make it move, but I mean, I maybe didn't think this through all the way. This side, for some reason though, is where I knew from the get-go I was gonna have issues. Now, this is all theoretical, because chances are it probably won't work, but it doesn't hurt to try it. So I've got no idea how, but by some grace of God, I got it to freaking work. So this piece is connected. Now I just got to get the next piece connected. And you see, this isn't really holding it up anymore. It's helping, but they're in there. So now I just got to keep getting them a little bit higher. Doesn't this look freaking badass? That big boy intercooler look. Now we just need a big boy turbo, right?
Thumbs up indeed, my friend.
So we finally got most of it done. Now I just got to get it all buttoned up here. So for now, I'm just going to put this bolt right here, and then I'm just going to tighten it down there. Everything else above is tightened. Then I've got this mounting bolt right here that I just need to continue tightening. On one of those bolts on the other side, I think I tightened it too much and it ended up hitting one of the hoses, so it's leaking, but the leak has stopped. So hopefully that's it. But I'm going to start the car first and make sure nothing continues to leak, because you know, last thing you want is to be driving and then your coolant hose busts. So we'll get that checked out too and get this wrapped up. Finished product so far looks pretty sweet. You've got this big old fatty right here sitting at the front. I kind of think I should have did the little option where it comes with the arm cutout that you can just paint over and have the arm logo. But then again, the OEM Plus look where it just kind of fresh and clean looks pretty good there. So I'm probably not gonna touch it. I'll leave it there for now. We're gonna go ahead and get this injector plopped in and then coated. We just have to make sure we get the correct code on here. I believe it says 304, and then we should finally be buttoned up to get this bad boy going. And then we'll go ahead, crank the car up, and hopefully that fixes our issue so I can finally drive this damn thing. So this DJI, if you guys can't tell, I have no one recording for me, but the camera will follow my face no matter where I go.
Man, you corny!
Finally, we are back in business. So now that we're back in the car, don't know how, but I guess one of my kids may have walked to the car and left one of the doors cracked. So now my battery's completely dead. We should be good, and then hopefully I'll be able to crank up this car and see if it will actually at least idle at this point. That would make things so much easier if I could finally get it to that point, because I'm tired of this car sitting and I'm ready to start going freaking ham on the mods on this thing. So like, as far as full bolt-ons, this car's got it. All that's really left that I want to do engine-wise is the big turbo upgrade and then manifold. But suspension, which I've got sitting in that corner over there at the M3, that's going to be starting here soon. This car is going to have full 1M suspension. And then once the shop is finished, we're going to go ahead and do the full 1M wide body conversion. So this thing's going to look badass. I've already got the color that I'm going to be changing this car to. I'm going to wrap this like I do all my cars. The only car I have not wrapped that I've had is the M3 because I absolutely love that color. That Yasmarina blue is one of my favorite colors. So lime green and baby blues tend to be my favorite color. I don't know why, they just are. But everything is starting to look pretty good on this car. I have no idea where I put my freaking jumper cables, and I've had two, and all two are gone. I don't know where they are. So worst case scenario, it is Christmas Day, so none of the places are open for me to get one. So I'll probably just go check, see if my neighbors have got one, and then hopefully get this thing started so we can at least see if it freaking runs now. Bye-bye. And I believe the value was 304. Confirm. Boom. So it says it's done. So I think we are set. So we'll exit out of here, and we should finally be good to start the car. Fingers crossed. I hope this works. Finally, definitely idling better. Doesn't seem to be leaking. It's been so long, I have no idea how to fix this home button. And I don't know how to even fix that clock because I no longer have the OEM screen down here to adjust the time. So I'm sure I can fix it some way. I just don't know how right now. So we'll get that fixed at some point. I'm not worried about it right now, but right now the car is running good. It's idling better than it ever has so far. I'm super happy. I don't want to get too happy because like I did last time, I got happy and then everything shit on me. But right now, I think we're looking good. Now we just got to throw this on there. Whoop. Ow. Nice. Tight. The most annoying part is going to be getting these clips back in. That's going to suck. You got to pop those out. The only thing I haven't touched is the spark plugs, and those were supposedly new from what the owner told me, and they look new. So I had no reason to doubt it, but amongst pulling that spark plug out, it's super clean as a whistle, while the others have a tint. So that was telling me this spark plug is probably just getting fuel and no spark. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm like $2,300 in on all the repairs I'm putting in this. You know, while I'm there, I'm like, instead of repairing, I'll just upgrade it too. So $2,300 later, it looks like the culprit of all my problems was one damn spark plug.
Come on, man.
Now, I don't know for sure, but it's highly likely that it probably is because that spark plug was completely clean. So it doesn't look like it's been doing anything. So I just swapped it in there. I pray, cross my fingers. This would solve all my problems. I really don't want to shell out the money for a new HPFP or a fuel regulator, and I've already shelled out the money for the fuel pressure sensor because I'm assuming this is probably not going to work, but let's hope it does. So if this works, the car will finally be able to go into boost. I have not been able to drive this car hard one time since I've had it. I've gotten on it maybe once, but this was like the first 2 days of owning the car, and then it went straight to getting modded. Oh boy, I am nervous as hell. Oh, duh. Gotta put the key in first.
I'm kind of retarded.
So it's definitely not sputtering this time, but now feels like it's cutting fuel again. Okay, so we're gonna put it in sport right here, and we're going to see if the car will buck. And if I can give it some gas, because so far it's seeming okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, that was 13 pounds of boost. Okay, looking good so far. I don't know if that's just a fluke and the car's trying to get used to the adjustments with the new spark plug in place. I'm probably going to still replace all of them because I replaced one, and if that one was bad, I don't want to take the chances of all the others potentially going bad, so I'm just going to order the other 5. This little thing is fun, man. I don't know if it's because of the single turbo. You know, it is probably because of the single turbo, but just the N55 in general sounds so much better than the F80. I think I have more fun driving this too because it's such a smaller car with a shorter wheelbase. You can kind of whip this thing around, and it obviously it's not an M car, so it doesn't feel super stable, and I think that's the joy of this because the car is a lot more raw. I don't believe this car has electronic steering. I'm pretty sure it's just normal power steering, and it's just, you feel so much more engaged in these older cars. And that's not to say the F80 isn't engaging. That car is extremely engaging, especially compared to the new G80. But these E82s, they are so slept on, and I guess that's why you're having a hard time seeing many more of them these days, because people are starting to realize it and scoop them up and mod the hell out of them. I'd highly recommend getting one if you guys have the means to. You would absolutely love it. And this is coming from someone who's had so many cars I've lost count. And to drive this and get this much enjoyment out of a car you could get for this price, I mean, if as long as they stay this price, man, I would not pass it up. You can make such an awesome, badass project car out of these relatively reliably. And I know I'm having a crap ton of issues right now, but it's not really issues. It's more of user error and me trying to do this stuff myself as a project car. I don't know if you can hear the turbos through the mic, but man, they sound good. Or turbo. Okay, we hit 15.9 there, so almost 16 pounds of boost. Yeah, this thing is fun as hell. Stock suspension and brakes are ass, but that's all stuff you can upgrade relatively easy, and the stuff on this car seems to be pretty cheap in comparison to a lot of the other stuff. I'm really digging this car. I am super happy. Everything seems to be finally working, and it looks like we're one step closer to getting this where it needs to be. So I'll change all the rest of the plugs, and I think we will be golden. Okay, we hit 17 pounds of boost that time. So I think we're actually where we should be. If peak boost or target boost on this tune looks like it's supposed to be 18, and we were right at 17.1, and I'm sure I could probably hammer into it a little bit more, but you know, I'm trying to be somewhat gentle with this stuff. I think we're golden. But this goes to show you guys don't have to know shit about vehicles. You just have to be willing to take your time to wrench on stuff yourself, and from there, whatever's possible. But I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Plenty more videos to come, especially on the M3 with the new resonator on top of it, and then more stuff with this oneer down the road as we start to progress and get things moving on in a much better place with this car. But thanks for tuning in, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.